What's poppin', T Subs and T Squad? All right, so um, I almost said chasing LA. I mean chasing Atlanta. This ain't it. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 11, episode 5. Give them grace. Um, the episode had some cool parts, but for the most part, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I ain't complaining. I ain't throwing in the towel. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? It was okay. Listen, this is the longest Love and Hip Hop Atlanta lasted for me since, I don't know, season 6, 7, 8. I mean, being honest, it's like the longest they lasted with me. So we're gonna go. We're gonna get it. Grace getting ready for her first performance down to the Cayman Islands, and the Jigglypuff comes through, and she tells her about what happened with Mita down to the gender reveal or whatever the case may be. We gonna get back down to that at the end of this, child. So Jessica White has a health scare. Come to find out, the health scare is two fibroids. They're both, of course, there's in her uterus, but they're lying dormant in the space where usually embryos go to implant, which is why she's been having so many miscarriages, and so on and so forth. Now, I was with Jessica White until she found the way to keep us on this road. Then she found the way to make a U-turn all the way back to damn Nicholas Cannon Boulevard, and found the way to bring his name up and her being with him, and how, how she felt watching him be a dad and having babies with all of these other hoes that he was with, and so on and so forth. And it's just like, child, I am getting complete. Listen, no problem, no shade, I mean, to Jessica White at all. I think she's real sweet. But all roads do not have to keep leading to Nicholas Cannon, because, girl, we just don't care. Anybody that he dating, we don't give a flying fuck about, because more than likely 9 times out of 10, they not gonna last too long. They gonna last long enough for him to pump sperm in them so they can pump out a baby, and then he gonna be on to the next little Caucasian lady, racially ambiguous lady, or whatever, or whatever the case may be. Um, no shade. Again, I think Jessica White. Listen, I think Jessica White is really sweet. I promise. I'm not reading you, Jess. I'm not. I'm not reading you. I think you're sweet. I think you're gorgeous. I think you have a beautiful soul, a beautiful personality. I just wish we could see more of you without hearing about your relationship with Nicholas Cannon. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Grace and the Jigglypuff make it to the Caymans. Amy meeting with her sisters Raynell and Angie to have some fun and to get back in a better place with each other. And now that, because they're in a better place with each other, they finna put all of their issues down to their mama. So Amy talks about hiring another manager to help her with her music so her mom can have more time to help her sisters and whatever it is that they're trying to go through. And then Amy brings up Chaotic kissing her off the camera, but then want to be all over Erica Banks and them baby hairs of hers. Um, One, I do feel like the mama is a problem when it comes between Amy, Raynell, and Angie. I do, because as we can see, the three of them can be around each other, have fun, and it not be such a big deal. Ain't no arguing, ain't no jealous feelings, ain't no this, ain't no that. So while now I'm not saying the mama is the whole problem, but I do feel like the mama holds a big piece as to why what's going on is going on. And I'm just gonna be real. Now, as far as this situation with you, between you and Chaotic, Amy, run. Okay, run. Chaotic made it perfectly clear in this episode what his intentions are, and while I kind of get it, it's still run. Trust me, sis, because I want Chaotic just as much as you do, secretly. But girl, run. Run. Okay? He friends with Scrappy Dap. Run. And I love me some cat. But see, that's why I say I just fuck chaotic. That's the only thing I do for him. Fuck and go on about his business. I don't want to be with him. I don't want to marry him. I don't want his last name. None of that. Like that's why and I'm sure Scotty feel the same way I do, especially after seeing this episode. Moving on. Jessica meets with Dr. Hawkins about her health and having children one day. Yes, Jessica, you can have children one day, sis. Even though you're 38, just freeze your eggs, girl. Take care of them fibroids and go on ahead and have you a baby child. And if it will make you much better, go on ahead and hit up Nicholas Dickolas Cannon. I mean, I'm sure he won't mind pumping a baby in you. Moving on. Amy meets with her mom for dinner and she tells her straight up what the tea is. Mama, she got really upset, left her with the dinner, left her with the check and all of that. And listen, I'm not mad at you, Amy. Amy, don't feel as though you did anything wrong or bad because you didn't. You did the best thing that you thought that you needed to do for not only your career, but to help save your family dynamic. And if firing your mama is going to help save the family dynamic, fire her ass. She'll be all right. Much like you say, she's still over the pink kitty. I think that's what you call it. That y'all got going on around there. She's still in charge of that. The sister still want her help with this. Like the way the mama took it, it was kind of disheartening to me because it's like, mama, you have no choice but to understand. She don't have to have you, and she damn sure don't have to hire you. She doesn't. She doesn't have to hire you for shit. And she's making the best decision to save your family. That's the way you need to look at it, mama. Quit being selfish. She don't need you up her box like that. Like, I don't feel as though Amy Luciani is gonna fail because you not her mama. Just sometimes people just want you to be their damn mama. Sometimes they just want that. They don't want business colliding with that. I was with Amy with that. Well, mama, get the hell about your feelings, girl. Moving on. Mita makes it to the Caymans. Grace feels like she may have overreacted at the gender reveal and is glad that she's there. And her friend Simba ain't here for Mita at all. Simba, I'm not here for your name, girl. All right, I'm not here for your name. Since you want to talk about what we ain't here for, I ain't here for your name. I won't here for all of that foundation you have placard all over your swollen ass face. I would, and the reason why, because I just don't like bitches for no reason. All right, listen. Simba, stay out of that. Because Grace really don't even need to have no that big of an issue with her ass Mita as it is. So stay out of that. I take back the whole thing I said about you, Simba, because I think you're gorgeous. But too much, friend. Too much. Like, relax. Because like I said, Grace ain't got no real big problem with her ass Mita. It's Carly dead she got an issue with. Moving on. Scrappy goes to see Chaotic down to his new place, and that's all there was, child. He was talking about how he kissed Amy, and then Scrappy brings up how, he's confused about it because he just saw him all over Erica Banks and them baby hairs, and then he let it be known he having fun. He playing the game the way they playing it, and until one of them shows or treats him like a king, then he just gonna play the game the way. Listen, the gag is women do it all the time. The only difference is they more low key with they shit. See, niggas just don't give a fuck. But see, women is just as savage as men's are too. So and I know that because I hang with them buttholes. So y'all can't even get that away on me. Moving on, girl. Grace and her friends have dinner, and Grace and the Jigglypuff and Mita have conversation. Listen, Grace, your thing about friendship is a bit flawed for your age. Because you feel like because you fall out with somebody, all of your friends are supposed to do the same. Bitch, fuck that. We grown. We grown. And I said this before and I'm going to say it again. Just because you fall out with somebody, the expectations should not be everybody in your camp needs to follow suit. You understand? And I think me, the whole thing is, well, yeah, you may have the issue with Carly, but that bitch ain't did shit to me. Now, when she do something to me, then I'm going to handle it up. But until then, I'm not about to beef with this girl because you are. That's childish, that's petty, and ain't nobody got time for that. And I think that's the likeness where Grace was coming from. Where Mita was coming from. Although I can get Grace's feelings simply because of the outline and the timeline of the way things was going. But again, Grace, and then you have a bad habit of wanting your point to be across, but you don't want to hear nobody else's. Like, it was frustrating me at how not Grace, how Mita kept trying to explain the situation, explain what's going on. No, sis, you got it wrong, and you just got it embedded in your brain that it's one. Listen, take all of that frustration out on the person that it needs to be on, and that's Carly Dead, not hoe ass Mita. Now, I don't really fool with Mita like that, but at the end of the day, you did not give that girl a chance in hell to say her piece, speak her mind, give her side, and you can't get nowhere like that. So I'm glad that the both of y'all just decided to hug it out, cry on each other's shoulders, and just let it be that. All right, just let it be that. I ain't even dabbling on Mita and the Jigglypuff because, girl, that's passe. Who cares? The real issue and situation in relationship is hoe ass Mita and Grace. And Grace, if you feel as though hoe ass Mita is still a real good friend and then just go on ahead and forget it, lady, and just move on. All right, and give all of that energy to Carly Dead. Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all I got. I ain't got no more to give y'all. Y'all jump down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode. And mhm. I'll see y'all tomorrow night between 8 and 8:30 ish on Scotty by Nature TV channel, where we do the roast and review for this. And we gonna gag some up and talk about whatever we missed on our individual videos. And with that, I'm gone, friend. Bye.